Good evening, everybody. I welcome Mr. Sudip Chakraborty, our communication skills trainer, sir, and Mr. Charak. I wish Charak sir will also be in video. So, as I have already said, that we have we are coming to the finishing school. That means we have covered the theory portions of the interview. Now we are at the last. We are on the verge of completing the practical aspects of interview. Knowledge is there with everybody, but the application of knowledge and the attitude comes with practice. So Sudip sir is going to give us an insight into the realities of interview. Why interview is known as a personality test, rather it is a personality test. So welcome Sudip sir and to our mock interview channel. Thank you sir for joining us, sir. Sir,
thank you, sir.
Can you briefly introduce yourself, sir?
So I am Sudip Chakraborty. I am a teacher as well as I am a communication skill trainer. I have more than 10 years of teaching experience as well as more than 5 years of experience in training students related to communication skill development and interview preparation. So here I am to help all of you regarding how to face the interviews in your civil service examinations. So whatever knowledge I have, I would try my best to share it with you all and clear your doubts.
Thank you, sir. Sir, my first test is this is rather a personality test, but we are calling it interview. So, what are the expectations from the personality test, sir?
So, basically, from what I have studied during the interview, they look for a few aspects in your personality. First of all, the most important aspect is the mental alertness of the candidate. They try to know how much mentally alert he or she is, because civil services, these are not easy. These are very challenging jobs. So candidate has to be mentally sound and alert, and he has to be logical, he has to be reasonable. Another important aspect is about leadership quality. They look for leadership quality. Does that person have leadership ability? They would give you situations and they would try to analyze how you are solving that problem, how you are reacting in that situation. From your reaction, they will try to judge, they will try to make an opinion whether you have leadership quality or not. And next thing is whether you have clarity of thought. It's very important to have clarity of thought in these jobs, because these jobs are decision-making jobs. You need to be a decision maker. So if your thoughts are not clear, then obviously you won't be able to make proper decisions. So these things are very important. And along with that, critical thinking skills, this also look for in a candidate, whether he can think critically or not, whether he has that critical thinking ability or not. So these are few aspects that they look for in a personality. When they analyze the personality of a candidate, these are the few aspects that they look for.
Yes. Sir, the most important question, the basic question they ask in the interview, whether the aspirant is an employed person or he is an engineering graduate or a medical graduate or a law graduate. They ask one common question: why you want to join civil services? Why? That question, why, is a big question, and there is no best answer for it. Sir, can you please enlighten us?
So actually, most of the time, actually, practically, so I think Charak sir is joining. Okay. So actually, the thing is, they want to analyze why that person wants to join the civil services. Because all of us know that civil services, they offer very good perks, salary is good, there is job security, there is huge respect in society. So all this is there. We all know that. But interviewer, he wants that the candidate should join civil services to serve the society.
Yes, sir.
He should not be lured by the packages. He should not be lured by the salary or the social status. No, these are secondary. First and most important thing is he should have that mentality to serve the society, to serve the country, to serve the people, to help people. He should have that mentality. So that's what they look for. If a candidate says that So I want to join civil services because the salary is good, because my family says so, because society gives huge respect to civil servants, then there is a very high chance that he or she will be get he or she will get rejected. So obviously the candidate has to have that interest, deep interest to serve the society. That's what they look for.
Yes, sir. Sir, if they ask a question on what are your strengths and weaknesses, sir, this is a basic question that is asked in other interviews as well. Sir, how to answer this question? Because first part
So,
we get answer, second part is
yes,
a
sir.
difficult one. What are your weaknesses?
Yes, sir. First one is easy. Obviously, when you talk about your strengths, so that is not a difficult job. Everyone can talk about their strengths. But when we talk about a weakness, so this is actually a tricky one. So when we talk about a weakness, first of all, we have to be honest, but not too honest. We have to portray our weakness as our strength indirectly. So we have to play smart in this section. Like a candidate can say that, so actually, I think my weakness is I get too much occupied in my work. Sometimes I ignore my health. Sometimes I don't look at time. I'm not able to balance my personal life, professional life. I get so much involved in my work. I'm not able to maintain a balance. So he's talking about a negative point of his, about his personality, about himself. But at the same time, he's also portraying himself as a workaholic, as a sincere guy. So you have to present your negative quality indirectly as a positive quality. You cannot simply say that, sir, I get distracted very easily. I'm a lazy person, or I don't like this job. I'm just here for the good package. Or don't be too honest. You have to portray your negative quality indirectly as a positive one.
Sir, can you tell us some points or agenda points to face the interview successfully?
Yes, sir. I have prepared a 9-point checklist, so which every candidate should follow. And I would like the candidates, students, those who have joined, I would like them to note down these points.
Yes, please.
So first of all, the most important thing is you have to be presentable. You have to focus on your dressing sense. That is the primary thing. You cannot ignore that. Because obviously you are going to make an impression. Your first impression will be from your appearance. So your appearance matters a lot. The first impression that you're going to make from your appearance. And sir will tell you some more technical details about your color combination and all. Okay. Sir will tell you about that later. Next is, first is be presentable. Second is focus on the content. Your content matters. First thing is look, but looks are not everything. Even if you're presentable, you have to speak well. Your answers should have content. Your answers should be reasonable, should be logical. So make sure you have to practice. Attend mock interviews, practice a lot. Make sure whatever you're saying, your answer should have good content. You're backing up your answers with valid points. The second point is good content. Third is be honest about yourself. Try to be honest. Don't try to fake things. Do not say too many lies about yourself. Do not say anything, any quality. Do not talk about any quality which you don't possess. So do not try to bluff, because if you bluff too much, then they are very experienced people. They'll catch your bluff. Next thing is, fourth point is, you have to remove all sorts of inferiority complexes. Remove all sorts of insecurity before going for the interview. Inferiority complex, I mean, if you think that I have not studied in an English medium school, so I may not speak well in English, that's my weakness, or any kind of insecurity regarding your body language, regarding your educational background, regarding your skin color, regarding your physical appearance, like your height, your weight, any kind of insecurity you have, just eliminate it. Okay, you have to be confident. Don't think about this, because these things don't matter. Whether you're from Oriya medium school or Hindi medium or from English medium, whether you're healthy or not too healthy, whether you're dark skin color, whatever flaws you think you have, ignore it. These things do not matter. So do not be insecure. Remove all sorts of insecurities. Be confident. Next thing is, your conversation needs to be healthy. You need to have conversation. You need to speak. Try to answer. Try to answer as many questions as possible. If you don't know answers to some questions, then obviously be honest and tell them that you're not able to answer this. It's better to be honest, accept, rather than giving wrong answers. So try to have conversation. They focus a lot on your conversational skills. So ultimately, you will be judged on your overall conversation. These things are secondary. There's looks and all, these are secondary. They will judge you overall on the conversation you have with them, because that's where they will analyze your strengths and weaknesses. And next thing is, exude confidence. Be calm. When you're appearing for the interview, you have to be confident, you have to appear confident, and at the same time, you should be calm. Okay? Do not panic, do not get nervous. Whenever they ask you any question, even if you don't know the answer, take some time, take a pause, take 4 to 5 seconds, think, analyze, and then answer. Do not get nervous. Do not think that, oh my God, I don't know the answer to this question, what will happen? No, do not think like that. And next thing is, when you're asked about your opinion, there will be certain questions where they would like to know your opinion. So in that case, you have to give your opinion honestly. And at the same time, whatever your opinion is, it has to be backed by strong logical reasons. It has to be logical. It has to be backed up by strong reasons. You should be able to justify why you're saying so. Okay? So whatever your opinion is, you should be able to support it. You should be able to justify it. You should have a strong reason for your opinion. If you're not able to justify your opinion, why you think so, then obviously it's a negative point that's going to go against you. And lastly, create an impression. Have a balanced mind and have clarity of thought. That's very important. You need to have a balanced mind and you need to have clarity of thought. Because as a civil service aspirant, as a civil servant, it's very important to have clarity of thought. As I said in the beginning, it's a decision-making job. You need to be a decision maker. And in order to be a decision maker, you need to have clarity of thought. And you should be clear in your mind, whatever you're thinking. So that's also very important. When you're giving answers to your questions, you need to have clarity of thought. So these are the points that you should keep in mind while attending your interview. These are the very important points, very basic and important points.
Sir, what are the common mistakes the candidates are liable to make in an interview? Good
So
evening, sir.
the most
Charak, sir.
Yes, sir. Charak sir has joined.
He is a famous, reputed educationalist from Bhubaneswar. He has a vast amount of experience. He is now is about to get his doctoral degree, PhD degree, and yeah, he has done many research papers. So we will meet with Charak sir after a little while. So, sir, resume, sir. So, what are the common mistakes during interview, sir?
So, some of the common mistakes, the first and most common mistake that students do is dressing. So, you have to focus on your dressing. Second thing is, which is a part of your presentation, is you should be clean shaven. If you're a boy, then you should be clean shaven, or you should trim your beard. Your beard should be trimmed, or you have to be clean shaven. Clean shaven is better. But if you don't want to completely shave, if you don't want to shave completely, then obviously you have to trim your beard. That is very important. Second thing is, sir, what I have noticed is they panic. Many students, when they get some unexpected question, they start panicking. In these interviews, you will get some questions which you won't be expecting. You have to get this thing clear. You have to be, no matter how much you prepare, no matter how many interviews you attend, how many mock interviews you attend, you should be ready that some questions will surprise you. You have to be prepared mentally for it. So when you get any kind of question which is out of syllabus or which you're not prepared about, then you should not panic. Take a pause and think. Because the moment you panic, they will notice. They will notice and that will go against you. Because, as I said, in these services, you will face situations where you will face a lot of challenging situations which you may not have faced before. So they will see how you're reacting to such challenges. If you get nervous, then obviously they'll assume that this guy will crumble under pressure. Civil services, these jobs are full of pressure. You'll have a lot of pressure on yourself. So if you're crumbling under pressure, then it's a negative thing. It will go against you. So presentation and calmness, and while answering, answer properly. Don't answer too fast, and your answer should be your answer should not be too short, or it should not be too lengthy. One mistake that students make is either their answer is too short, they try to give one word answer, they try to answer in 1 or 2 sentences or 3 sentences, or they elaborate it a bit more. They try to elaborate it too much. The elaboration is more than expected. So your answer should not be too long, or it should not be too short. That's one important point you should keep in mind.
Sir, as we are going, sir, what should be the sitting posture during an interview? It's a non-verbal communication. We are entering
Yes,
into
sir.
non-verbal communications.
So as we know, in communication, 93% of our communication is non-verbal. Only 7% is verbal. So 7% of communication is about what we speak, and 93% is about our body language. Non-verbal means our body language, and body language includes our eye contact, our hand movements, our leg movements, the sitting posture, all these things, even our dressing sense. All these things are included in the non-verbal communication, and that constitutes the 93% of communication. So that's why it is very important to focus on non-verbal part. So as you talked about sitting posture, the best posture is sit straight, and legs should not go under the chair. Your legs should be in tandem with the body. You should not try to push your legs inside the chair. Your legs should be in parallel with your body. It should be just keep it parallel with your body. It should not be, means you keep it outside the chair. Don't try to. Some students, what they do is they try to put their legs inside the chair. So that's a negative quality about body language. Do not put your legs inside the chair. Just keep it outside. Keep it in tandem with your body and sit straight. Simple. That's it. Have a straight posture.
What do we
And if
do
you're
with the-
confused and about one more point I would like to add about hand. You can simply keep your hands on your thighs. Many students, they are confused what to do with their hands. So simply keep it on your thighs. That's it.
Sir, how to make an eye contact and build rapport with the interviewer?
So eye contact is important. So you have to make eye contact with the person who is asking you the question. So there will be multiple people sitting in the interview panel. So whenever, suppose Charak sir is asking me the question, I have to make eye contact with him while answering. Make eye contact with the person who is asking you the question.
Yes, sir. Sir, after entering the interview hall, many people just come and sit down without greeting. Is it appropriate?
No, sir, that's not appropriate. When you enter the hall, just before sitting, have a smile, greet everyone with a smile, and then take your seat. If you don't greet, then that's obviously bad manners, and it might also show that you're nervous.
Yes, sir.
If you're not greeting, apart from bad manners, it also shows that you're nervous. You're already under too much pressure. So always smile and greet all of them. Then take your seat.
Yeah, sir, if they offer a glass of water or a tea, generally they offer to break the ice, then what a candidate should do?
Yeah, then sir, there is no problem in accepting that glass of water. If the candidate wants, then he can have it. So that's not an issue. So if they're offering, if you want it, then you can. If you're thirsty, then take it. Otherwise, if you don't want to take it, then you can simply say thank you, sir, but you
Yes,
don't
sir. Yes,
want
sir.
it. Thanks for
Yes, sir.
offering.
Yes, that's. Sir, how can we monitor our voice delivery? Because I have seen many people, they are speaking too fast, or their voice is not steady, and their voice delivery is not proper. Their sequencing of the words is not proper, so that the interviewer cannot comprehend whatever he is saying. So how to monitor our voice delivery?
So voice is very important. We have to work on a modulation. Voice modulation is very important. Voice modulation actually, when you work on your voice modulation, you sound good when you speak. People will listen to you. So that's why voice modulation is very important. Work on it. You can take training sessions. There are several there are online institutes which provide you this voice modulation training, voice and accent training. Accent is not important here, but voice modulation training is seriously important. So how to modulate your voice? It's a actually I cannot tell you everything here right now because it's a very vast thing, but I'll simply share a few tips regarding voice modulation. The most important and basic tip is you need to feel what you're saying, and your voice should be, you should adjust your voice according to your statement. Whatever statement you're making, your voice should adjust with the statement. For example, if I am saying something serious, then my voice should reflect that seriousness. People should know that I'm making a serious statement right now. If I'm saying something funny, then obviously my voice has to be like that. So adjust voice according to your statement. You should feel what you're saying. They should be feeling. And do not be monotonous. Do not, like for example, if you speak in a single tone, then that's not good. You'll sound robotic. You'll sound mechanical. So you have to make sure that you keep varying your pitch, the pitch of your voice. Like sometimes it will go up and again down, and again up and again down. So that's what makes you sound good. So work on it, be natural, and feel what you're saying. As I said, just go with the flow and adjust your statement, adjust your voice according to the statement. And yes, most important thing is be calm. While speaking, you have to be calm.
Sir, if a candidate is not able to know, is not finding any answers to the question, then what should he be reply? How should he reply in the best possible manner?
So first of all, you should try to answer. The first and basic thing is try your best. As I said, do not panic. Take some time and analyze. Try to think. Try to find an answer. But even after thinking a lot, you're not able to get a good answer. You're not sure whether this is going to work or not. Then it's better that you accept that you don't know. Because if you say something wrong, if you give a wrong answer, if you give an answer which is completely against their expectation, then obviously you will lose marks, you lose points that will go against you. So try to think. The first thing is try to think, analyze, be calm, and try to find an answer. If you're not able to find, then simply accept that, sorry, sir, this is, I beg your pardon, this is out of my knowledge, or I'm not able to answer this in a proper way. So be polite and accept that because obviously they know that you won't be able to answer every question. You're also human. So you're not expected to answer. You're not expected to know each and everything. It's better to accept that. And if you accept, that shows that you're humble and you have that ability to accept your mistake, to accept, you have that courage to accept that you don't know. Because many people, they don't want to accept that I don't know.
Yes, sir.
They
Yes,
try
sir.
to pretend that I know, even if they don't know the answer. So that shows,
Yes,
that will show a good quality about your personality if you
yes,
accept honestly.
yes, sir. Finally, they are finding that trying to take the honesty level in the candidate, sir.
Yes, sir.
Sir, what is the role of newspaper in the civil service interview, sir?
So newspaper is obviously very important because they will civil services, in this civil service jobs, you need to stay updated. You should have an idea about what's going on in the society, and you should be knowledgeable. You have to stay updated with current affairs, and that's what, you join even after you
Yes, sir.
join as a civil servant, you have to stay updated what is going on around you. So the interviewer want to know whether this candidate is keeping himself or herself updated with the current affairs. If you're not keeping yourself updated with current affairs, then obviously you don't deserve this job, because
Yes,
staying updated with current affairs is a part of your job. And if you're not interested in current affairs, then obviously you will not succeed in this role. So that's why it is very important to stay updated. They will ask you some questions related to current affairs, and if you want to answer it properly, you should read newspapers, you should read different journals and different editorials, where there is an opinion about certain things. Various editorials are there, like CSR, competition success review, where there is a detailed assessment about any situation, about an event that has taken place. So you should read that, and you have to be updated. You have to, because you will get questions from this current affairs topic.
sir. How can a candidate be not nervous? The first thing, candidate upon entering the boardroom, he gets nervous upon seeing four members. So, how can he be not nervous? How can he set his inhibitions? Is there any practice, sir?
So the best way to avoid nervousness is practice. That's the golden rule in any field. So
Yes,
whether
sir.
you are a civil service aspirant, or you are preparing for chartered accountancy or for medical exams, or whether you are a cricketer playing your first match, so the basic thing to avoid nervousness is practice. The more you practice, the more confident you become. So the same rule applies here as well. So they need to practice a lot. I would suggest them to practice, to attend mock interviews. They should attend as many mock interviews as possible, because that will only help them in overcoming nervousness. There is no other way. No matter how much confident you are, if you are not prepared, if you have not prepared thoroughly, if you have not prepared yourself, then before just entering the hall, automatically you will become nervous. So you have to make sure that you prepare thoroughly. And second thing is, after preparation, if you are prepared thoroughly, then second thing is, you should be confident about yourself. Because I have seen many students, they have attended a lot of interviews, a lot of mock interviews. They have prepared thoroughly, but still they have self-doubt. They are not confident about themselves. So there are two things basically. You need to prepare. Preparation is the key. Second thing is, you need to be self-confident. You need to have confidence in yourself. Believe in yourself. That's it.
Yes. Sir, what does a psychologist observe in the interview? There is always a psychologist in the board, which we don't know.
Yes, sir.
Sir, but he observes, and from the top to bottom, sir, what does he observe, sir?
So basically, the psychologist is there to study the mental aspect of the candidate, like how he or she is reacting. Suppose, sir, you are the interviewer and I am the candidate. So when
Yes,
you
sir.
ask me a question,
Yes, sir.
how am I reacting to your question?
Yes, sir.
So when you are asking me a question, if it is an easier one, then obviously I'll be very confident and I'll answer instantly. But if that question is a tricky one, if it's a tough question or a tricky question, then how am I reacting? So my response will be judged by that psychologist, like what am I doing with my hands, my facial expression, my sitting posture, my body movements. These things they will analyze, and they'll try to understand how this candidate is reacting to different situations, and they'll try to notice if there is any negative body language symptoms, like if you while speaking, you should not bring your hand close to your face, like if you're
Yes, sir.
just scratching your nose too
Yes, sir.
often while speaking, or you're touching your face while speaking. These things should be avoided, because these are signs of nervousness. You should not bring your hand like you're doing like this while speaking, or you're scratching your nose, or you're scratching your head. These things avoid. These are negative traits. This shows that you're nervous. Then your
Many.
hands are stable or shaking.
Yes, sir.
What you're doing, suppose, like, sir, this is my hand, and some candidates, they do like this. while answering.
Yes,
This
sir.
shows that again you're nervous.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so these are the negative traits. This shows if you appear calm, you're answering very calmly, but your fingers are moving like this. This shows that even if you're answering calmly, but inside you're nervous. Inside you're nervous like hell. Okay, you are totally panicking inside. So these things they look for. Your legs are shaking or not, what you're doing over your body language, and how you're answering, and whether you're bluffing or not. That all they analyze. Whether you're answering honestly or you're trying to bluff, you're trying to fake your answers. So these things they look for. These are the things, these are the qualities they look for.
Sir, how can we avoid speaking fast in an interview?
So again, it comes with practice. Many people they speak fast naturally because that's the way they speak. That is their natural way of talking. So if you want to be a good speaker, if you want to reduce your speed, the only way is you need to practice. It comes with practice. There is no other way. Because no matter how conscious you are, you may prepare yourself mentally that today I'm not going to speak fast, today I'm not going to speak fast. But if you have not practiced enough, then obviously in that interview round, you will automatically start speaking fast. Initially, you may speak slowly because of your consciousness, because you have trained yourself that I'm not going to speak fast. But after some time, you'll get back to your natural self and you start speaking fast. So that's the only way. Practice. You need to practice. You need to be trained. That's why training is so important, because a trainer tells you about your flaws and he rectifies your flaws. He makes you practice. He makes you a better speaker. He'll rectify your flaws, and you will have a lot more chance of clearing the interview round after you're trained.
Yes, sir. That's a very nice thing you told, sir. And sir, my next question is, sir, what should be the color combination while wearing an formal dress in an interview?
So the color combination is light color. For example, the shirt should be of light color, and a pant you can use. For example, if you're wearing a white color shirt, then you can wear black or blue color pants. So shirt has to be light color, and pant you can wear dark color pants, and same goes for girls as well. So your upper body has to be light, and lower body you can go for some dark colors. And you can wear blazer if you want. Blazer is not mandatory, blazer and tie, but it makes you look good. So it's recommended. Blazer and tie, it's recommended. You can simply go with you can go in a formal shirt and pant, and it has to be tucked inside, and your shirt has to be, you have to have full sleeve in your shirt.
Yes, sir.
And blazer is not, as I said, it's not mandatory, but it is recommended. Blazer and tie, it is recommended. It makes you look good. It will add to your personality.
Yes, sir. Yes, definitely, sir. Sir, in the interview, sir, girls are wearing sarees also. Can you throw some light on the sari? Many girls have worn the traditional sari, Sambalpuri sari, and
yes, the sari is also allowed.
They wear a lot of
jewelry.
Yes, sir. Should be avoided.
Jewelry should be avoided because you have to be simple, and you cannot be too flashy. If you wear a lot of jewelries, then again that's a negative point. So just be simple, just be formal. Sari is okay, but again your color has to be proper. Do not wear too flashy sari like red or orange. Do not wear flashy colors. Wear light colors, and do not wear jewelry. If you want simple one, you can just have minimum. Just go for minimum jewelry, minimum accessories. Don't go for a lot of jewelries, because again you will look too flashy. Instantly you will lose marks.
Sir, after the interview is over, we got permission to go out when the interview says that, member says that your interview is over. Then what will our next step be?
So once the interview is over, then obviously you should greet them again before leaving, and take their permission and leave. Do not just simply get up and leave. Again, that's again negative. Once the interview is over, thank them, and just say that you really enjoyed don't take too much time. The candidate should not take too much time. Just you have to finish it within 1 minute. Just thank them and you should share a positive experience. You should share a positive feedback about your experience. Like, I had a great time talking to you. Thank you, sir, for giving and for asking me such questions. I really enjoyed. It was really
Yes,
great.
sir.
Say positive things and take their permission and leave.
So most people say only thank you. They go back. They don't say sir because they're nervous at the time.
Yeah,
So
again.
it's better that we should rephrase our words to I had a great time, sir, talking with you, sir or madam, and thank you, sir. It will be better,
So
sir.
as I said, no, you will be judged on your overall conversation.
Yes,
How
sir.
much conversation you are having, what you're saying. So it's very important to have proper conversation, because if you have proper conversation, it shows that you're a confident guy. You have prepared well for this interview.
Yes, sir.
You are showing to the interviewer that you have prepared well, and there's no shame in showing that you have prepared for this interview, because that shows your seriousness about this job. That shows that you really want this job. You're really serious about this. That's why you've prepared very well for this interview, and you're very much confident. So that's why I said overall conversation matters. If your overall conversation is good, then the minor flaws will be ignored. Whatever minor flaws they will notice, they'll simply ignore that. But if your conversational skills are not good, if you don't have a good conversation, overall conversation is not good, then obviously those minor flaws will go against you, and there's very high chance of not qualifying for the next round.
Yes, sir. Sir, would you like to share some important things with us? Because Charak sir will be speaking next, sir.
Yes, sir. So I would like to end my note in my part by sharing a few tips. So first of all, the thing is they should prepare well.
Sir.
Preparation is the key. So how to prepare? First of all, study current affairs. Nowadays, information is there in your hand. You don't need to go anywhere. You can nowadays there's online platforms, several online platforms who are there to help you out. So you can take help of these online platforms and prepare, train yourself, make yourself a better speaker. Second thing is you can get a lot of videos. You can get a lot of information on YouTube as well. Sir is also having his own YouTube channel. You can get a lot of information on YouTube. Everything is available in your hand only. So gather as much knowledge as possible, implement it, improve yourself, train yourself. And second thing is attend mock interviews. Mock interviews are really crucial. And don't be nervous, be confident. Self-belief is the key. If you don't have self-belief, then you don't deserve to be a civil servant. And clarity of thought. As I said, your thoughts have to be clear. You should know what you're saying. And one more point is it's very important to be neutral. Even if you have a political ideology, it should not reflect in your conversation. You may like a certain party, you may not like a certain party. That should not influence your answer. Do not let your political ideology influence your answer. That's very important, because if the interviewer sees that your political ideology has a very strong influence in your answers, then you're gone. Don't expect selection, because a civil servant is expected to stay neutral. You cannot follow you may have your political ideology, but that is your personal choice. You cannot bring it in your profession. So make sure your political ideology is not reflected in your answers.
Thank you, sir. So, sir, I will welcome Mr. Charak Rai to give us some insight on the manpower development. What is this topic?
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Chakraborty sir. Good evening,
Good evening,
sir. And good evening, Niranjan sir. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, one and all. So already, Sudip Chakraborty sir have already given you a lot of tips regarding your presentation skills, your interview skills, your you can say in a nutshell. So still, I will be focusing on a little bit of different topic. It's about human transformation model. See, your outer skills plus your inner skills, both when combined together. So that makes a real person. So that makes you a real. See what happens. So if you are from within, if you think that yes, you are that person, that deserving candidate, that should reflect from you. That will reflect. That should reflect. So if it's not reflecting, so then that again creates a problem. That has to be there within you. So you need to be a transformation of yourself only. So there are a lot of things we will be discussing, but in a nutshell. So the first thing that I'll be focusing on in my human transformation model is about knowledge. See what happens. What happens when you have a less knowledge? So that will reflect in your presentation, in your interview. So for that, you have to go through a lot of research, lot of books, lot of developing your skills, your studies, your answers, your education, your discussion, then your wisdom, your dialogues, your topics, your learning, your communications. So it's basically it's a combination. And knowledge is a fact or information, and skills is acquired through experience or education. It's a theoretical or practical understanding of a subject. So whatever the topic is all about, so you need to have a good knowledge about that particular domain. So if, let's suppose, your topic is, or your specialization is forestry, so you need to have a good knowledge about forestry, right? If your topic is engineering or medical or whatever, or psychology or sociology or anthropology, any subject, so you need to have knowledge about the domain first. So that gives you confidence, and that confidence from within will reflect from you outside. So that's the first thing you need to have. So in my human transformation model, you need to be a knowledgeable person. But yes, at times you may not answer. You may not answer a particular question. So at that moment of time, you need to accept that, rather than giving them a wrong answer, or rather than putting them in a dilemma. So instead of putting them in a dilemma, if you know the answers, then so be honest. Tell them that, sir, this is the answer. If you don't know, then accept it. Sir, I don't know. And how you will answer that already Sudip, Chakraborty sir have already told you. So in my human transformation model, the first stage is knowledge, or the first domain you need to focus is knowledge. Then the second domain that you need to focus is your ego. So you need to have you have to control your ego. That's ego management, right? That at times that ego drive us in a wrong way. So what you need to do is you need to control our ego. You need to manage our ego, right? Ego is a person's sense of self-esteem or self-importance. See, everyone is equal. All are equal. So even if you need to have a proper skill, proper knowledge about the topic, but still that ego should not drive you or carry you in a wrong way, right? So you need to be your true self rather than a false self. So instead of me, you can use we. So instead of separation, you need to have unity in your mind. Instead of blaming others, you should understand the problem. So that understanding skill should be there. So instead of hostility, you need to have friendliness. Instead of resentment, you need to have forgiveness. Instead of pride, you need to have love. Instead of complaint, you need to have gratefulness. Instead of jealousy, you need to have co-happiness. So instead of anger, you need to have happiness. And instead of power, you need to have humbleness. And instead of materialism, you need to have spiritualism. And instead of war, you need to have peace. So these things will drive you. You need to be the real you and need to control your ego and self-esteem. उसको इंटरव्यू के रूम में जाने से पहले आप ईगो को बाहर रख के अंदर जाना पड़ेगा. You need to keep your ego outside. Right? You may be a son of a big sort, but that should not drive you in a wrong way. Right? Or you may be a topper of your college or university. That should not drive you in a wrong way. So it should rather be that make it a skill rather than having it, putting it in a wrong way. Right? So this is my second tool that I have told you, that you need to have an ego management. Then my third drive, or you can say my third vertical, is reinforcement for inspiration. So you need to be having an inspirational, you can say, a person, so that you can easily inspire the people sitting in front of you who will be taking your interview. Right? So inspiration is the process of being mentally stimulated to do or feel something, especially to do something creative. So that should reflect, if you are inspirational, so that will reflect in your interview process itself. So how inspiring you are. So that will inspire the interviewer to select you rather than selecting your peers or your friends who have also came for the interview. So you need to be inspirational. You need to be motivational. Your answers should be motivating. Right? So whatever, the same thing. Right? The same thing. The glass which is half filled, you can also answer it, the glass is half empty. So rather than answering it is half empty, you should answer it's half filled. So it shows your positiveness, your optimism. Right? The next vertical is your accountability. Right? So you need to be accountable. You need to give support. You need to provide freedom. You have to share information. Provide resources. So be clear about your answer. So that is your another vertical. The second last vertical of my model is practice and skill building. See, skill comes from learning, from experience, from ability, from growth, training, competence, knowledge, and lot of things. So you need to come up, combine all these things and show your skill. So you need to manage your skill very much. Right? And the last one is about self-actualization. So it occurs when a person is able to take full advantage of his or her talents while being mindful of her or his limitations. So you should not be carried away with your achievements. So you need to be humble, polite, and you have to answer them. Right? So this is all about your creating you in a version 2.0. 2.0, it should reflect. Right? So it's all about human transformation. You can also, if you acquire those skills and practice them, so within a days or a months and few, you can also come up with a new you. Right? So you will find the difference. So before 3 months, what you are, and after 3 months, what you have become. And that definitely, it will help you to crack your exams. So thank you all. So have a great day ahead.
Thank you. Thank you, sir, for giving us a great idea on human transformation model. I think this knowledge will help us in our lifetime. This is a lifetime knowledge which Charak sir has given. So I have noted down all the points. Now, can Chakraborty sir be on video? Sir, I would like to throw a certain questions from the aspirants. Any aspirants want to ask anything, sir? Any doubts regarding the discussed topics? Please ask. We have 10 minutes to go.
Sir, can I ask a question?
Yes, please, sir. Welcome. This is for this only. Please continue.
Sir, I have a query. Do we really need to know about the background of the panel member?
So this question is for me, sir.
Yes, sir. You can answer.
Okay. No, that is
Yes,
not
sir.
that is not too much important to know the background of the panel member. I don't think that is too much important, because you don't need to answer about them. You don't need to. There will not be any situation where you need to mention them or you need to bring them in your answers. So whatever background they belong to doesn't matter to you. Okay. So you should focus on your preparation. You should focus on current affairs. You should focus on how to deal with different situations, on social topics. You should focus. That's why I said you should read various editorials, because when you read editorials, you will get a clear perspective about different situations, and there you will get an idea how to solve those situations. What is the solution of that problem? Because in those editorials, they discuss those problems in detail. So you will get a clear idea, and in the interview, they will ask you questions related to the problems, and they will like to know your solution. How would you solve that problem? So that's what important. That is important. So background of the interviewer, I don't think it matters. If you know, it's fine, but that's not a big deal.
Anyone else?
Be a problem solver.
Let Sonali speak. Sonali speak.
Yes, sir. I have one query query to Chakraborty, sir. Sir, before you said that sometime when we answer to an interviewer, we sometimes elaborate the answer or we sometimes shorten the answer. What should we do to control those things? Because sometimes we don't even know that we are elaborating the question or answers.
That comes you with preparation. The more you prepare, the more you will know how much to say, what to say, and how much to say. So that comes with preparation. Simple answer. Okay, Sonali? So you need to study well, you need to prepare well, because see, if you elaborate too much, then that will go against you. The more you prepare, the more you will know how much to answer and where we should cut down, what we should say, and what are the points that we should not say. You will know what are the points that are irrelevant, that should be deleted, and what are the most relevant points that should be discussed here, that should be included in my answer. So that comes with practice, that comes with preparation. Yeah.
But sir, what should be the word limit or what should be the like sentence limit? That will be, I can think of, yes, that is the highest level I can go to.
No,
Like,
there's no
sir,
sentence. Yeah, Sonali.
like there are some question about, tell me some problem of your district. Sir, there are many problems we can elaborate on. So what is the limit that we think, okay, that 2-3 lines or 4 lines will be okay or not in that type of questions?
It depends on the question. It depends on the depth of the question. You have to take each question on its merit. There is no fixed formula. You have to take the question on its merit. For example, you said about the problem of your district. If they ask you about the problem of your district, this question has depth. So you cannot answer it in a very short manner. It has to be discussed. Okay, so highlight some important points. Discuss those points which are really problems, which are real problems. So, but if they ask you any question which does not have much depth, so in that case, you can answer it briefly. So it depends on the question. It depends on the merit of the question. That you have to judge. You have to judge the merit of the question and then decide where I should answer in a short way and where I should elaborate and how much I should elaborate.
Thank you, sir.
I would like to add over here that some questions are close-ended questions, right? So you have to give them either a yes or a no. Or some questions they will ask you, you need to hit the bullseye. Bullseye means you have to be specific in those questions. The answers should be very specific. And in some question, they will open-ended questions. They will ask you, like, what is your opinion? So in that, you have to explain them in detail. So it again depends upon the type of question that the interviewer is asking to you, right? So if it is a close-ended question, it has to be answered differently. If it is an open-ended question, it has to be answered differently. So as per the question, you need to answer, but answer
Yes, sir.
honestly.
Yes, sir. If there is a question like, what is your favorite color? Should I give the full sentence answer, or it should be okay? I like white or blue. That type of questions.
No, see, favorite color, everyone do have their own favorite colors. So you have to first tell that what is your favorite color. Let's suppose my favorite color is black. Okay. So if I am telling it black, then I should also have some reason behind it. Why it is my favorite, isn't it? So white is my favorite color. Why is black is my favorite color? Or I suppose red for or blue for Chakraborty sir. So Chakraborty sir will definitely tell you why blue is the favorite color for Chakraborty sir. So
Sir,
it
will they judge on those answers? Like, if I will say red or something, like, will they
yeah.
judge my character or my nature in that way?
No, see, anything it also reflects also, and at times what happens, you need to justify that. If it is your favorite color, so you are the right person to know why it is your favorite color, and you have to tell the good things about that particular color, right? So you have to not you don't have to tell about the negative of that particular color. You have to rather tell the positives of that particular color. So you need that shows your optimism, your positive.
Yes.
If you are answering, if you're telling the wrong thing over there, means the negative of that particular color, so that will show you your negative character or pessimistic character. So whatever you are answering, you need to have a logic behind that answer.
So I would like to add to this point. Sonali, are you listening?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So I would like to add to this point. Whatever sir said, it was absolutely correct. I would just like to add one more point. One of my friend, he was discussing. He is in the civil services, so he was once telling me about a candidate. He was asked about his favorite color. He said, "Red is my favorite color," and he justified it. He simply said, "Red. Why I like red is because red is a color of determination. Red signifies determination, and by nature, I'm a very determined guy. Once I decide I will do something, then I will anyhow do it. If I decide to achieve something, I will anyhow achieve it, and that's in my nature. So that's why I think I like red, because the nature that red signifies, that red brings, the psychological impact of red is there in him. So that's why I can psychologically relate to red, because the color quality is there in him. So like that
Yes,
only, you
sir.
have to highlight the positive point. Okay, you have to highlight
Yes, sir.
the positive trait
But
and bring it
sir,
in your personality. Okay,
yes, sir.
Sonali.
Yes, sir. Sir, when they are asking what is your favorite color, we will just say that line that we like this color, or also we have to put that line that why we like it, or they will
Yeah.
ask us that.
If you want to add, then just keep it short and don't elaborate, because this answer does not need elaboration. You can just answer it in a very brief manner. Okay, what is your favorite color and why you like it? That's it. Don't need to
Yes.
elaborate. Yeah.
Anyone else can
Thank you
put a
so much,
question?
sir.
We are sort of time.
Sir, I have a question.
Yes, please. Let me go on.
Hello, sir. Sir, I have a question. There are certain questions which are quite controversial, like that can be of higher question, or the problems that created due to government decisions. When they are asking such question, how should we answer? Should we say the honest answer that this is the fault of government, or or there are
Neither,
several
neither.
controversial questions which we really find
We
hard to
balance.
handle? How to balance those questions? Sometimes they just
Yeah,
to put dilemma.
yeah.
They also add, "What is your opinion?" Then
Okay.
How to handle this question?
See, this type of questions checks your managerial skills. So, like how you are going to manage a particular controversy, right? So you need to have those type of answers which will reflect your managerial skills, right? Like proper planning, organizing, or directing, controlling. So you need to have like answers like conflict management, or say stress management, or you can say disaster management. So there are different topics, and you need to answer them in a very managerial way, right? So instead of blaming others, as I have told you in my model, so rather than blaming others, you should be constructive. Instead of destructive, you should be constructive in your approach. How you can get it better, how you can do it in a better way, or how things can be handled properly. I can just let me just quote an example over here. So if India can immediately occupy POK through war, but instead of occupying POK through war, India is working on diplomatic levels, different diplomatic levels. So instead of having a war, so India can do it or manage it in a different way, through a diplomatic way. So the POK will definitely be a part of India in the coming years. But
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
war, India is going to conquer it in a diplomatic way. So you need to have that type of answers by stopping the water from different rivers, right? By stopping the trade, by stopping matches in Pakistan, isn't it? See, we are not having a war with Pakistan, but yes, it's through diplomatic ways or means we can conquer our POK. So exactly, you have to come up with this type of formula, this type of approach, how to solve that particular problem. So that they see that type of attitude from you people, right? And anything else, Chakraborty sir can add to it?
Yes, sir. I would like to add some more points. This is the question. These are the questions where you can score.
Yes.
So if you are getting asked such controversial questions, so remember, these are the questions where you have to hit the ball for a sixer. This is your best opportunity, because this is where they want to judge you, how much aware you are. So if you suppose, for example, CA NRC, if you get a question about CA NRC, do you support it or not? So here, first of all, you should not, as I said, your political ideology should not overcome your answer. So if you don't like BJP and you start criticizing BJP without any logical points, then your case is gone. Okay. So you make sure that you keep aside your political ideology, whatever party you like, whichever party you belong to. If you have anyone, if you have any ideology, keep it aside, think logically, and go to the root of the problem. Instead of blaming the government, instead of criticizing the government, you should go to the root of the problem. You have to show that how much you're aware about the problem, how much updated you are. That you have to show. Don't simply go on criticizing. Just explain, just go to the root of the problem and then offer a solution. Because complaining is easy, but as a civil servant, you're expected to provide solutions to the government. Whatever steps government takes, it is advised by the civil servants only. The decision make ultimately government puts the stamp, government approves the order, but ultimately suggestions goes from you guys only. You guys only give the suggestion to the government. So you have to provide a solution. You have to go to the root of the problem and show that, yes, I know, I have studied about this. I am aware politically. I am aware about the current affairs. And if you think government is, if you want to criticize the government, then don't be too critical. Be diplomatic. Just be careful. You should not sound like cribbing. You are completely against this government. You're completely having an agenda against this government. Don't appear like that. Okay. Criticize government only if it is extremely necessary to do so. That also in a subtle way, because ultimately you have to work under the government only. So if you have these conflicts, then it will be very hard for you to survive in civil services jobs. Okay.
Yes, sir. Any
Sir,
other
I have
question?
another question. May I?
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
Sir, when they ask, I belong to Koraput district, sir. So, if the question is, what are the major problems of Koraput district? Should I say the problems one by one? Then there are certain steps going on from government side, or I should say this is the problem, this is the government step.
Yeah. So, Charak sir,
What
you will
could be
take
the
this
ideal
question.
answer?
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Charak sir,
See,
okay.
yeah, see, if someone is asking you about a problem in your district or your area in particular, so you need to know the root cause of that problem, right? And then only you need to answer them. And you need to be transparent in your approach. You need to answer them clearly and smartly also. So that, as sir told, that this is the area where, or this is the question where you can hit a 6, right? So you have to answer them directly, and after that you have to also give them a solution,
yes, sir.
right?
Yes,
So how you can solve that problem. So that problem solving approach should be there.
yes, sir.
Right?
Mm.
So you have to come tell the problem, and then you have to also tell the solution also, right? Anything else? Yeah, you
Yes,
can
sir,
add.
I want to add something. So I want to
sir.
add some more points. So it's very important to know about your area. Okay, so I think Sonali asked this question, right? So Sonali, it's very important to know about your area because they will specifically ask you about the problems in your area because they want to know. If you don't know anything about your area, then how can you solve any other area's problems? If you want to join civil services and you're not aware what is happening in your locality, then you don't deserve to be a civil servant. So study about your locality, sir. Study about the problems, and the problems have to be genuine. So because if you address genuine problems, from there they will know now this person knows, this person is updated about his locality. He knows about the issues in his area. If you simply address the superficial problems means which you read in the newspapers on a daily basis, which anyone would know, then obviously they would know that on ground reality, ground level, this person does not know anything. You have to address those problems which is not highlighted by the newspapers, which is not highlighted by the media, which only a local person will know. Only a person who is living there will know, who has faced the situation, who is staying there would know. You have to highlight those problems. You have to suggest, you have to tell them. You have to highlight your knowledge over there. So it's
Sir,
very important
one more
to study about
question.
your area. Okay, detailed knowledge.
Sir,
Yeah.
one more question. I find the love jihad
Sonali, sorry for
topic very
interrupting.
controversial.
Sonali, sorry for interrupting. I may forget this point. They sometimes they also ask you about the developmental schemes running in your area
Yes, sir. Yes,
and
yes, sir. They
what's the
definitely
progress,
answer. Yes, sir.
isn't it, sir?
Yes, yes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. They have
They-
asked me about the certain schemes like Odisha Millet Mission, Manrega scheme. There, this normal
Exactly,
schemes
sir.
they're asking.
So
When you're
stay
the
updated about the developmental schemes and how much it has progressed, what difference it has made in your area. Is it really
Yes.
working or not? What is that scheme? So also study about the developmental schemes of government running in your area.
Yes,
Okay, it's very important to study about your area, about your locality. Yeah, Sonali, go ahead.
Sir, Rasmita, sir.
MC is
Sir,
Rasmita.
No, yeah.
Sir, one more question. I find the love jihad concept is a very different question because whenever I search the definition, I find the Islamic or the Muslim word there. However, in various interviews, they say not to add the Muslim word or not to specify a particular community. So, how to answer this definition? What is love jihad? You have to add the Islam or the Muslim word. But I find it difficult because whenever I search online or anywhere, I find the Islamic or the Muslim word there. Without
You can
that,
use the
it's
word inter-religion.
Yeah.
You can use as
Yes,
a
yes,
Uh,
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
okay. Yes, Sonali or Rasmita.
This is Rasmina.
Rasmita, sir.
Rasmita, yes. See, what you need to do is rather than pointing to a particular community, so you can use the word minority, right? But yes, that is you can say it's a greater minority because there we have 20 crores and more people from Islam, right? So instead of naming the particular name of the religion, what you can do is you can handle it with care, like using a minority. So that shows your tactical skills, how you are going to come up with that, how you are going to manage that particular question or that particular answer, right? So yeah, instead of using it as Muslims or Islam, no offense to anyone, rather than you can quote as a minority. So what happens? You never know that out of those 5 or 6 interviewers, someone may be a Muslim or an Islamic guy, and if you are taking any or giving any answer which will affect their emotions, so it will definitely affect your. Frankly, I'm honestly speaking. So instead that also you need to take care, because you don't know who is from the person who is taking your interview is from which background, or from which you can say religion, or which caste or race. So these things should be always handled with care, right? At times you have also seen that any public celebrity, so if they give any wrong statement in Twitter or any wrong statement to the media, it immediately there is a riot or something happens immediately. So that affects that, because emotions are attached, and by default we Indians are emotional in nature. So you need to take care of that. I will tell you, it's emotional quotient, like your intelligent quotient, emotional quotient, and your social quotient, EQ, IQ, and SQ. You need to take care of all these Qs. So your answers should be such that the interviewer should also get what he needs, right? The answer that he needs, he should get it from you, as well as you also take care of your words, because words, once it is delivered, once it is told, you cannot take it back, right? So you need to take care of your words, because that will decide your result also, right? Yes, Chakraborty sir, you can add if you want to add something to this.
Yes, sir. Same thing I would like to say. You don't criticize any religion, because you should not show that you hate a particular religion. Any religion it can be. Again, it will go against you, because as a civil servant, you have to be neutral. You have to have respect towards every religion. So while answering such controversial questions, you have to be very careful. Don't just don't talk in a very negative way about a particular community. And if you want to use words like interreligious marriages, you can say, and just explain it in a very proper manner, detailed manner. As I said, you should show that you know the root of the problem. You know this matter. You have studied about this. You know. Simply, you're not. You should not appear as if you have simply heard this topic on the news channels and you are simply talking what these news channels are talking. You should show them that you have studied it in detail. Because news channels, whatever they're showing, it's not the fact. They hide the real fact, and they just try to create the controversy out of it. Okay, so appear as if you are knowledgeable, you have studied, you have prepared, you're thorough with it, and make sure that you don't spirit hatred against any community. Yeah.
Yes, and just one thing I would love to add over here, that anything that you are speaking or you are answering, it should have a research-based statistics or data with you.
Yeah.
So whatever you are speaking or answering, so it should be logical and it should be based on some research or statistics, numbers, so that you can prove it that yes, you are correct, right? So that proves you that okay, you have gone through this source from where you have taken the data and you are answering them. So you have studied somewhere, you have done some research. It's not that you have heard it from somewhere and you are telling them, right? That may be a rumor, means it may be a false statement. So that will again affect your score. So rather than telling any bluff or rumors, so it should be a research-based answer. In one word, if I say, it should be a research-based answer. So anything that you are saying, it has to be with full proof, with full data, full information.
We are having certain government data also. You can refer to the government websites.
Yes,
Economic
yes,
survey,
yes.
budget,
Authentic data, genuine data, you need to go for a government websites, government organization blogs. So you need to take those information or data. At times there are little you can say outdated, but still if you are not getting any updated data, then you have to tell them that as per 2020 or 2015 or 18, the data says this, right?
Because the
That shows that you are updated, that you are updated.
Because we are using the census 2011 data. So
Yes, yes.
In everything you can say census 2011, or you can say
Correct.
NFSS, National Family Health Survey, for IMR data, infant mortality rate, maternal mortality rate. You can say these data. But
So any answer,
any
you are saying, it has to be data wise, data driven.
If you put the statistics in your answer, it is a very best answer.
Correct.
Your answer, his answer is researched, your answer is proven, and they will agree to you.
Yes.
Anyone? Any more questions?
So, any last question? Then let's. Anyone?
Sir, can you ask one more? What are the subtle weaknesses we can say when they ask about what are your weaknesses? Because what are the weaknesses that is okay for an officer? I want to know. Is there anything that is okay for officer? Right?
Sir has already told it.
I just add the one line to it, that see, someone is asking your weakness, so you have to tell a weakness that will also help them in a particular way. Let's suppose you answer them, you are a workaholic person, means you are you can work from morning 9 to night 9, or say you can do multitasking, right? So your answer should be such that that should help them, right? That should
say,
yes. That those examples I have given. So you need to answer. You need to Google yourself. You need to know yourself, that what is the weakness for you can be a strength for others, for the organization.
Yes, sir. Yes,
right?
That
shows your again positive attitude. Yes, sir.
So you can say that one of my negative qualities is that I strive for perfection all the time, and you're saying that indirectly you're saying that you're a perfectionist.
Correct.
So you're highlighting this negative point, but indirectly you're saying that you're a perfectionist. And you can also say that I actually expect too much from others. If I am giving my 100%, I also expect others to give 100% as well. So that's the one negative quality. And I often get disappointed. Many times I feel disappointed if people don't give their 100%, because here you are showing your leadership quality. You're showing that you have that ability to extract work from others. So you're telling about a negative quality, but at the same time you're highlighting a leadership quality about yourself, that you like extracting others, work from others. You like to take others along with you. You like to make them perform as well. You like to make your team members or people working under you, you like them to perform as well. You like them to give their best. Okay, so like that you have to just you have to hide your negative quality. You have to not hide, but you have to package your negative quality like that, as if it will appear as a positive quality.
Finally, sir, interview is about how we present ourselves. Presentation.
Yes.
Personal.
It has to be your better you.
Yes, sir. one more thing. Most of the times they ask candidate about why civil services. So when we answering, should we say because we have these qualities which they want in the services, like we are representing or the presenting ourselves as the best candidate? Should we say that we are best for this, we have these qualities, or we say that this is the reason I can contribute to society, or what is the best approach? I find these two things um, quite
Okay.
sometimes I feel dilemma, because in short time we have to say everything, and what to say first and what not to say. Every time
Charak
I
sir, you will
frame
answer
answer,
this?
I
Sir,
find
you can
I
answer
should
this.
add more.
Okay. Okay, I'll answer this. Okay, I'll take this question. See, what's your name? Who asked this question? May I know the name?
Sir, my name is Rasmita, sir.
Oh, Rashmita, you asked this
Yes.
question. Okay. So, Rashmita, see, the best answer is don't say that I have all the qualities or I think I am the best suited for this job. That shows your arrogance. See, the main thing is desire. Okay, you should have the desire to serve the society. There should be an inbuilt desire in you to serve people. See, civil. If you say that suppose if you say that it's a respectable job, I'm here for money, then obviously they will analyze that this guy just only wants money. He's here only for the money. He will not do anything. Once he joins civil services, he'll simply sit idle and he's not going to work. He'll enjoy his perks. He'll enjoy the respect. But they want you to contribute. If they are hiring you, this is not any other job. Here you are directly responsible for the benefit of the society, for the development of the society. If you don't work, then the progress of the society, development of the society will come to a stagnant. Okay, will become stagnant. So you have to express a strong desire that you really want to serve people, you really want to serve the society, and you are very much worried about the problems around you, and you really want to do something, because if you really want to make a change, you need power, and civil services give you that power to bring that change. So you should have that strong desire to bring a change in your locality, to really make a difference. So that's what you should highlight, and that's what is required actually. Not only you should highlight, I think you should feel that way as well to be a civil servant. Okay, Rashmita, you should have that feeling. It should come naturally to you as well, because it's a big responsibility. So just don't say that I have all the qualities, that's why I should be here. No.
Yes, sir.
Express
Sir,
your desire.
yes, so
Sir,
just
excuse me, sir.
have you
May I
heard?
ask that?
Yeah, just one minute. Like I will like to add over here. You must have heard our Prime Minister, Mr. Narendra Modi ji, saying that I am the Pradhan Sevak. So instead of Prime Minister, so he said says that I am the Pradhan Sevak, means I am the you can say the number one means service provider, or yeah, and the servant. You can then say. So obviously, this exam is all about public service. So you are going to serve the society, right? So you have to have that feeling that yes, if given a chance, I will definitely do something for my society.
Your qualities
Excuse me,
should act
sir.
as a complement. Okay, Rashmita,
Yes,
your
yes.
qualities, whatever qualities you have, leadership, whatever you think that I have leadership qualities, I have this, I have that, that should act as a complement to your desire. So the
Yes.
primary focus has to be on the desire to do something, the desire to bring a change, to desire the desire to solve problems, to help people. That should be the primary focus, and the qualities you have, it should be a complementary to that desire. That qualities are going to help you fulfill that desire. So don't bring your qualities, don't make it primary and the desire secondary. Don't do that. Desire has to be primary,
Sir,
and qualities has to be secondary. Okay.
Sir, excuse me,
Sir,
sir.
then
They
I can
may
say
tell social worker or a politician. You can also serve the society as a social worker or politician. Why in civil service?
Okay. So whose question is it?
Can you please say your
Sir,
name and then
Tanuja.
Tanuja. Yes, Charak sir, you will take this question or I'll answer?
You answer, sir. You answer.
Yeah, okay. So Tanuja said that they might ask you then why you want to join civil service. Why not as a social worker? First of all, as a social worker, definitely. I'll take one at a time. You said about social worker and politician. First of all, as a social worker, definitely you can do a lot for the society, but there's a difference between a civil servant and a social worker. A civil servant has a lot of power. Social worker does not have that power. So as a social worker, you can work for the society up to a limit. There is a certain limit up to what you can do, because a social worker is ultimately dependent on the civil servant. If a civil servant does not allow, then a social worker cannot do anything, because social worker has to take permission from the civil servant only. If they
Yes, sir.
want to
Yes,
do
sir.
any program, if they want to do anything, they have to take permission from the civil servants only. So power is important. If you want to do a lot of things, okay, power is important. As a social worker, there is a limitation to what you can do. So that is your first answer. Okay, Tanuja. Second is, as a politician, if they want that, why don't you join politics? So in India, we know it's not easy to join politics. You need a lot of manpower as well as money power. So not everybody can be a politician. So, but civil services, even a guy from a very poor background can be a civil servant, because it all requires is education. Civil servant, to be a civil servant, it requires your hard work, it requires your dedication. If you are hardworking enough, if you have dedication, if you are sincere, then you can be a civil servant. But with hard work, dedication, and sincerity, you cannot be a politician. There's no guarantee. Okay, many politicians are there, though they don't have any relation with hard work or sincerity. Still, they win elections and sit in the power. So being a politician is completely a different thing. It's not everybody's cup of tea. Okay, so like that you can answer. Understood?
So
Tanuja,
it's all about interest also. So
Yeah.
many people have interest in politics.
Yeah, many
Right.
people, they don't have interest in politics.
Yeah, obviously it's also about interest. So
Yeah.
if you're not having an interest in politics, you can also answer them that I don't want to get involved into politics.
Yeah.
Right? Yes.
So
Any other questions?
Sir, Rashmita again. Sir, my previous question, I want to add. So whenever the same question appears, like why civil services, then I can say that I will contribute to society this way, and I bear the qualities like the integrity, compassion, sympathy. These are things I can say. Is
You have
it
to
correct?
justify, Rashmita. Today I was watching, I think Rashmita, your question is complete, or I interrupted you? Sorry if I interrupted you.
No, sir, it's complete, sir.
Okay. So today I'll just give you an example. Today I was watching an old video on YouTube of our Mr. Achyuta Samant, Dr. Achyuta Samant, who is the owner of KEET University. An old video of he had gone to KBC, Kaun Banega Crorepati, with Amitabh Bachchan. Amitabh Bachchan asked him, so because we all know Dr. Achyuta Samant does a lot of charity. He runs an organization called KISS for tribal students. Okay. So he does a lot for the society. Amitabh Bachchan asked him, so what is your motivation? From where did you get so much motivation to do so much for the society, to do so much for the poor people? Then he narrated his story. And I think if you have watched it, it's there in the YouTube. You can watch it. It's a very heart-touching story. He describes about his childhood, where he was very poor. His father died, and they didn't even have money to buy proper meals. So he depicted his story that he basically tried to say that I have seen poverty. I have seen poverty myself. I have lived that life. So I know how it means, how it feels to be a poor guy. I know how it feels if you are poor. So that's why I want to do something for these people so that they can uplift themselves, and they can make a name for themselves and earn for themselves, and they can earn money for their family. They can give a good life to their family. So you have to say about your motivation. What motivates you to do so? Simply saying that I want to do this or I want to do that, it will sound superficial. Okay, Rashmita, you have to justify with reasons why you want to do these things. Okay, like what is the motivation? Because if you simply say that I want to do this, I want to do that, they will simply know that she is answering superficially. She is just prepared like this. She is not seriously interested.
Any other
Okay.
question? Because our sirs are having some classes tomorrow. Would
Yeah.
like to wind up. Last
you,
take. Anyone is
Yeah,
there?
we can take the last question if anyone is interested to ask.
Sir,
Hello, sir.
First,
Hello,
please
sir. Good
introduce your
evening.
name. There
Good
is no
evening.
hall
Good
of
These two
evening.
questions are last.
Okay, my name
These
is.
two questions are last. One by one.
Introduce
Okay,
yourself.
sir.
Then
Good
ask the
evening.
question.
My name is. Okay, my name is Ipsita Manestik. So my question is, in my service preference list, OPS is in last, in the last column. So if question comes from them that why OPS is your last choice of preference, though it is a Group A services, why you prefer ORS or OCS? Those they are Group B services. Then what should be the ideal answer? I
I
want
am
to know.
interested. Please tell the full form
Okay.
of OPS. OPS means, sir, she is saying
Odisha
that
OPS
she is saying. Let me
Odisha
answer.
Police Service.
She is saying that she has
Odisha
filled up Odisha Police Service in the last preference, but she has
last
given
preference.
Odisha Administrative Services and Revenue Services
Odisha
first.
Administrative Service is my first, then Odisha Finance Service is second, then Odisha Revenue Service, Odisha Cooperative Service, but Odisha Public Police Service is in my last preference. If question comes from them that why being a group A of OPS is in your last service preference, then what should be the ideal answer?
See, Rasmeet, sorry, what is your good name? Ipsita.
Ipsita. So, again.
Yes, Ipsita.
Yes, sir.
Ipsita, and I have already told you that it's all about interest, right? So you have to answer them, justify them, why OPS or Odisha Police Service is your first choice. So
So last
No,
choice.
sir, last
Yes,
choice
sir.
is my last
okay,
choice.
okay,
Sir,
last
here,
choice. And
so
whatever
can
you
I,
are going to answer, that would be your first choice. You have to justify that,
Better
right?
so
highlight
my
the
reason is that strength which is required for a police service, a police person, I am relatively weak in that area. So
cannot.
that is the great limitation. And the second thing is I am not interested at all dealing with that crime and criminals. So
Okay.
can I give this reason that okay, this is the things that restrain me from this kind of choosing OPS as a first?
So for one is about your interest area, and the whatever preference you are going to give is 1, 2, 3, whatever. So you need to justify them,
Okay.
right? As per your interest, the first option. Based on your interest, you are giving them the option of 1, 2, 3, right? The second is again why apart from your interest. So why you are the second reason also you need to quote. And why you are giving option number 1 for what reason, option number 2 for what reason, and option number 3 for what reason. So you need to justify that also. So apart from your interest, you have to justify the reason behind giving option 2 or 3, right? Sir, anything else you can add to it?
No, sir. No, sir. I'm satisfied. I don't have anything else to add in this one. Okay, one last question. Anyone, another girl was asking. That's the last
Yes,
question.
sir, can I ask?
Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah, please introduce yourself.
Sir, I'm Aishwarya. Sir, actually, I have a lot of achievements till now, and I'm at that achievement column, and that hobbies column is kind of filled. There's a lot of things. So, what does the panel member think when they see a candidate with a lot of hobbies? I mean, is it something that they think like the candidate is showing off? Or that they think
No.
like this candidate has balanced his work and studies and rest of the things nicely. So what does a panel member think when they see a candidate with if a lot of achievements or a lot of hobbies? So I was a bit of confused of writing so much of things, because sometimes I feel, will it have a negative impact, or it is nice to write because these achievements are my own, so that is why.
No, see, Aishwarya,
Yes.
so you whatever your achievements are, so it's not a negative thing. Rather, you need to make it a positive thing. So it shows your versatile genius. You can say versatility, you are a versatile genius. First of all, so it shows your versatility, that you are good at many things, right? Where people dream of doing that, you have already done that thing. That is one reason. Second is whatever like points you have added in your resume or CV. So you have to justify them. You need to know about each and every point that you have mentioned in your resume. It may be about your hobbies, or may it be about your achievements, about your awards, about your degrees, whatever you have done. You need to connect the dots. You have to connect each point. ये सारे point को आपको connect करना पड़ेगा. Let's suppose you have. Let's suppose example. The student has done 11th and 12th science, right? Then he or she had gone for commerce, right? After his 12th, he or she has gone for commerce. Then in his masters, he have done his masters in, and you can say, in humanities, and so history or sociology or anthropology or any other subject. So that shows your diversity. Is how much diverse you are, how much versatile you are, how much multitasking you can do. So you need to justify that, right? It's all about your approach. So your approach should be a positive approach. I've already told you earlier that a glass filled with half filled with water. If the answer question you, if you're answering it's half filled, that shows your positivity. And if you're answering it is half empty, then also the answer is correct, but that shows your negativity. So whatever things that you mention in your resume or CV, you need to justify that positively. So your approach should be in a positive way, optimistic way, right?
Thank you, sir.
So if you're done, you should be proud of that, right? But you should not boast. You should be proud of that. I've told you about your ego. You have to control, you have to manage your ego, right? If you've done it, it's very good. But be humble, right? Be humble.
Yes.
Okay, that approach should resemble in your interview. So they have hardly 15 to 20 minutes time, and with that time, they will judge you. At times it goes wrong also. They may not judge you within 15 to 20 minutes. So it doesn't mean that you are a failure. Rather, you should be positive in your approach, and you should again try, keep on trying till you achieve your goal, right? And you need to find out what is the fault or lakshana, for what reason you got away from the journey, right? What is the reason behind it? So next time when you will be entering into that room, you should be the next version of yourself,
Version
right?
2.0, 2.0.
Yes, 2.2.0, as I have already told you. You can do, right?
I can do.
Yes.
Thank you,
The
sir.
word impossible says, I am possible.
Sir,
So you can do, and you all can become ... Yes, sir. Anything else?
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Sir, it's high time. We have taken an interview for more than for 1 hour and 40 minutes. It was really happy. It was really benefiting us. Interaction with you, with expert teachers like you, like Charak sir and Sudip sir. As our results are about to declare, so I would like to have more interactive classes with both of you, and our students also will be liking. So very soon, in a short while, we will be having more number of mock classes individual. That will be we will give you the program. Let the result declare. Sir, thank you very much for giving us an insight into the various aspects of interview process. Personally, I would say that I didn't know many of the details which Charak sir and Sudip sir has told. because I would like to connect with diverse people. In knowledge, nobody is a supreme. Everybody has certain amount of expertise in his field, but I'm incomplete with others. And so that we were living in a human society, we are dependent on each other. So there is a thing that progress through partnership. So when individually we cannot achieve a great task, to achieve a great objective, we have to collaborate, cooperate, and participate with each other, so that we can know what are the issues are coming, and we have to find a collective solution for it. The solution which is given by many people is better than a solution by single people, single man. So that is also required in civil services. So I like you end with this discussion with a vote of thanks to both of our senior experts. We would like to have next many more meeting sessions with you. Thank you, sir. Thank you, students. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. I
Thank
really
you.
enjoyed
Thank
the
you, sir.
session. Thank you,
Thanks a
students,
lot,
for
sir.
joining.
Thank you,
Thank you
everyone.
very much, sir.
for joining.
Thank
It
you
was
very much.
really beneficial, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Anytime, anytime.
Okay, sir.
Sir, I will be